One of the common terminology we can use to explain inflation is the concept of maybe the principalities. You know why it's principality? Because it has a network that linger for one thing. Inflation will have cost our transportation, our cost our food, our cost our living. They have affected all the whole area of our life. The root cause of this problem, I would say, is our system. This problem we are facing now as citizens to go a long way, because if the system is not corrected, nothing can change, no matter what happens. So you can imagine now, look at the sausage roll now. If you go and buy gala now, I think gala is about maybe 200, 250. But if you go downstairs now, you can see sausage roll of maybe 100 naira, 150. You have saved rupee 50 naira, 100 naira. That serve you the same purpose, the same value, right? But what people don't actually spend time to do appropriate research before going to the market. They don't have their plan, they don't have what they want to buy. So when they now go to the market, anyone they give them that is available, they just take it. They just take it at their own expense.
Good day, everyone. My name is Beck. I'm a financial markets player and a public speaker, and welcome to the Green Zone. So last week we were talking about how much do you need to survive in the current Nigeria economy in these uncertain times. How much do you need to stay afloat in the economy, right? And we had three amazing guests with us on the show who said a lot of things. They spoke explicitly on the amount you need on a daily basis. Some said you need 1,000 naira to survive as a single person who is not married. Some said you need at least 5,000 naira if you have a wife and children to take care of, right? But then again, I felt like we didn't really dive deep into solutions that we can inculcate, right, to ensure that we are afloat in the current economy. And that is why we have brought back one of our previous guests from our last edition to come up on this edition, right, to give to us preferred solutions to us or steps we can take to ensure we are staying afloat in the current economy, right? So we have Mr. Emmanuel here with us. We really appreciate you for honoring our invite once again. It's amazing to have you here. He's an economist, by the way, right? A fantastic one at that, who knows the in and out of the economy, right? Over to you, sir. Just give us a brief introduction of yourself once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be here, to be honest, and I'm just I'm just a financial market trader.
We're milking the FX boy, right?
Don't expose me to Okay, so that is it. Good to have you, our audience, listening to us and watching. It's a pleasure to be here, and we also look forward to have you guys in your comment section to let's engage and interact and see how we can learn from one another. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Now, so in case you want to watch the last episode of which is the part one of how much you need to survive in the current economy, right? We can't go back to a lot of things that we said in the previous episode. So just find your way. The link will be around this video somewhere. Just click on the link around the video, right, and go watch the part one of this series, right? So today we're going to be moving on with our previous topic, like I said earlier. And the question before us today is, of course, we know that anytime we have a problem, means there's always a solution, right? Exactly. And for something to be a problem to you, it means that you can actually provide solution to that particular problem, right? Not everyone sees things as problem,
exactly,
right? But if you see something as a problem, it means the solution is capable for it to be provided for that particular problem. So now we are going into what exactly is the root cause of the current economical challenges in Nigeria, right? What exactly is causing the economy to fall drastically? What exactly is causing us to go back and forth like we are kids, not knowing what we do? Just look as if we are playing, we are back in KG1 and we are doing ABC, because it just looks like the whole economy is just that's what it looks like right now. Food is on the high side, food is not smiling, light is not smiling, nothing is like Nigerians are frustrated. I can say that we are really frustrated. Right? So what exactly can you say is the root cause of these economical challenges and the trying times we are facing as a country?
Man, it's a very tough question, and I don't think I can actually provide a solution to this problem, but I can just maybe
give recommendations, of course.
Just say my view.
Your view,
and
that's what that matters.
That's what matters, and my view may be actually right or wrong. Also, and let's also hope our audience will also give their own view to the problem we are facing right now. So, but as you mentioned, the root cause of this thing we are facing now. I remember one of the things we spoke last time that actually is that this one of the issue we're having now if you look at our inflation numbers, you know what I'm talking
It's
about.
rising drastically.
You know,
like-
I don't let's even not go to the numbers, but and we said the inflation is so one of the common terminology we can use to explain inflation is the concept of maybe the principalities. I mean, you know why it's principality? Because it has a network that linger for one thing. Inflation will have cost our transportation, our cost our food, our cost our living. In fact, it has affected almost all the whole area of our life.
yeah, all
And
sectors
still
of the
eating.
economy.
Even our personal economy, it has eaten everything. Inflation has eaten our breathing. All right. One thing for inflation not to eat is our air, the air we breathe.
But I feel
know.
inflation can still eat into our air because now we now have much more pollution in the environment.
Okay.
People trying to cut down on energy cost, and then we have much more pollution from factories and the likes.
Exactly.
So I feel it can still affect our air. So basically, it's affecting every area.
Every area, but I'm actually talking about the supply.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because it's only God that can supply
So that can
supply the air.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So that is why, and it's becoming so alarming. It's so alarming. So let's go back to the question you asked. The root cause of this problem. I think I can say personally,
Yeah.
the root cause of this problem is, I would say, is our system. Yes, I think it can be found around our system, or a system that entails so many things. Obviously speaking, I strongly believe there are a lot of recommendations. There are a lot of brilliant recommendations from scholars, professors in the universities every year, giving out some recommendations. But those recommendations that comes in form of policy, right? Now, most of them don't see the light of implementing them. So what is causing us to implement this thing? Why are we not implementing them?
I should be asking you that.
That's a question
You're
that
the economic expert here, right?
let's take for example, when it comes to the edge of implementing policies, right? Most times it's in the shoulder of the politicians, right? Because they're the one, or people in the power, right? So they have to make sure that some of those fiscal policies, monetary policies, and all of those things actually came to play. But the system we find ourselves, godfatherism, a lot of things that still make some of those things not to be actually implemented, that still keeping us from point A to point B, from point B today to point A tomorrow, still making us to revolving around the cycle. So for me, I can say this problem we are talking about today is our system. Why? Because our monetary policy, the CBN have cut rates.
Yeah.
Severally, we are not seeing effects. And the only thing is that monetary policy cannot actually work absent fiscal policy. Let me not use some of these economic terminologies. So there's some things the CBN can do, that if there is not a proper structure, right, that will back it up, it can't see the light of the day. This inflation, they are trying to do so many things, but there is no fiscal structures, that will make sure that we sustain some of those things. That is still why we are still remaining where we are today, right? So, and it's becoming so alarming until when we go back and look into our system. And funny thing that this system we are talking about, what is this system we are talking about? Is people. I mean, you and I.
Yeah.
So the component of these people is what is the kind of mindset, this mindset that we have, that ranges from our belief system. What do we believe, right? What is our attitude? What is our behavior, our habits to things? So it's a whole lot. I mean, it's a whole lot. Until when we start correcting some of those things, right, it will go a long way to make sure that this problem we are facing now as an economy, as citizens, right, it will go a long way. Because if the system is not corrected or is not adjusted, right, is becoming so nothing can work.
Nothing can change.
Nothing can change, no matter what happens. It will keep on getting worse. It will keep on getting worse. It will keep on getting worse day by day. I mean, so that is it basically. I think it's our system. Basically, that is the root cause of all this we are passing through now.
So we can as well say that, yeah, just like you said, the system, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like the system is not up to us, or or can you say that the system is something that we can change as citizens of the country, or so I want to know actually, is this something that we can change, or is this something that is above our hands, above our powers, and stuff like that? So
I'm trying to not to, but if you are dragging me into it, but I don't want to mention, because in our public space, the system, of course, is our institutions. Basically, let's take it on a part so that our audience maybe will understand. Our democracy. Let's talk about our politics, for example. That's why I say that this system is people, that is you and I. Democracy, take for example, is the tenets of democracy is based on individualism. I mean, individualism.
yeah,
So you have to strive. You have to
You're
make
your
sure you're on your own. I mean, so let me say something. See, when we are talking about this inflation of a thing that causes so many havoc in our standard of living, on the other side too, the opposite of it is wealth. It's becoming wealthy,
yeah.
and wealthy has to be common. There is nothing so special about being wealthy. It has to be a common. That's why we have a commonwealth.
But then I can say for a fact that over 70% of Nigerians are not in that category.
Exactly. Why? Because there is a system that is continually keeping them in that perpetual state. So this system we're talking about, the system has been designed to continuously keep them in that perpetual state. So until we correct that system, right, it will go a long way to make sure that, or we have a system that will make what it to become so common. We can't, it can't work. So going back to, I was saying about our democracy and our politicking and all of those things. Let's take, for example, our electioneering. Remember this, our electioneering system, that we are the one that actually elects our politicians.
Yeah.
What is politics? Politician. A politician simply means a chief citizen. A politician is just a citizen, but you elected him, somebody who is among you, who is a citizen like you, but you elect him and place him to a place to become a chief above you, above us. Now, if me and you are the same thing, the same mindset, the same way of doing things, right? Okay, let me put it this way. Let's say you are foolish. I'm foolish. I mean, so I now elect you and place you somewhere high, right, to rule over me.
Two foolish people leading themselves.
What do you think that can change? You don't think that can change?
Nothing
can change. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Nothing can change. So the only thing that, because I now putting more expectation on you, I was the one that actually elected you and put you there to oversee over me, right? And now expecting more. But I now forget that I'm the same thing. I'm like you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like you. So when I now putting that much expectation, right, on you now, expecting you to deliver, and so when you now deliver, I'll feel disappointed. Frustration will set in.
And I feel like that frustration is what is pushing people to do anything they can do to survive.
Yes.
Right.
So that is why, if they understand that these people that are like us, like me and you, right? Until when we have a human engineering that will re-engineer some of those things among ourselves, right? On that point, we start making a very tangible progress, right? That way we see some of these things becoming so feasible in what we do, right? So that is it basically. So the system is, so our political system is, let's say, okay, another issue is this. I don't know, but I'm sure that last time I checked, to get a presidential form, I was speaking with one of my friends in UK. To get a presidential form, I don't know how much is it, but I think it's around nothing minimum around 5 to 10 million, for example.
5 to 10 million.
I'm
I
just
think I want to believe that for the last election, I think it was around the 100 million. Per
I'm
form
just
or
for
some-
just for
yeah,
a form. I mean,
think it was about 100
so
million.
imagine a system whereby they have that kind of money to just purchase a form
Not
for
that
a-
you haven't been elected.
I
It's
know.
just for you to qualify for the election.
for the election. So imagine,
It's
let's
a
say
lot.
everything, all of these things, later you win the election. The first thing that will come to your mind for how
Is
can you pay
get
back,
that
get money back?
So that is okay.
I mean, that is how will I get the money? Because the money comes from somewhere. I have to find a way to get the money back. So you see where the system I'm talking about, there are so many factors, so many things that have to come into interplay. Right? So until our system, we have to start looking into our system, starting from we, people, you and I, and any other components. At that point, anything we are now doing, right, we tend to become more productive, basically. So this is one of the things I think is the root cause, of some of these things we are passing through.
All right.
Right
So
now.
you actually mentioned something that this, of course, these times that is going to lead to frustration due to the expectations we have set,
Yes.
right, for those who we placed in authority. And so the frustration the expectations we have, which they are not meeting up to, that is making the citizens to get frustrated. I think I came across a video recently of a woman who, before the last election, that she was saying, "Oh, vote for this person, vote for the particular candidate." Then after a while, after the elections and the person was already ruling, right? She then came up to say, the economy is not very difficult. This is not what we planned for. This is not so. I just feel like it was because of the too much expectation
Exactly.
that they put in place. Now Nigerians are frustrated. Nigerians are doing everything they can to survive. Now we have politician has now moved into hookup.
So hookups now, a glorified form of an industry now.
Yeah, it's
It's an industry.
Yeah. Yahoo has moved into working boys.
Exactly.
Right.
An industry on its own too.
Industry on its own.
You know.
We now have more kidnappers, more people doing rituals,
Yeah.
anything they can do, illegal, legal, whatever. Like recently now, I think it was early this year where the old tapping frenzy came. Right, we had a lot of young people just because they want to survive.
Just want to survive.
They were tapping anything they could tap. Like this tapping frenzy really brought a lot of things into surviving as a country. So before I ask this question, right, we're going to be going on a short break. But when we come back, right, we have you answer this particular question.
Alright.
Are your financial goals just out of reach? What if you had access to a community that provides strategic investment opportunities in crypto, stocks, and real estate? Welcome to WealthGate, where your aspiration of building substantial net worth become achievable. Imagine the power of making informed investment decisions with the backing of expert advice and a supportive network. At WealthGate, we offer exclusive opportunities to invest in high growth potential assets. Whether it's the latest in crypto, promising stocks, or lucrative real estate, we provide the insights you need to thrive. Step into a future where your investments are working for you, steadily building your net worth. Join a community committed to your financial success and transform your wealth building aspirations into tangible achievements. With WealthGate, you're not just investing, you're creating a legacy of financial prosperity. Start your journey today and unlock the full potential of your investments. Call the numbers showing on your screen to get started.
Welcome back, guys. This is still the Green Zone. Before we move on to our next question, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Mayowa Wolabi Company, for making this happen. Right, Mayowa Wolabi Company is into personal development, digital businesses, and consultancy. So even as this topic is ongoing, there are people that you can reach out to get your financial freedom. Right. So before we went on break, right, I was saying that people are now doing anything to survive. Yahoo has become working boys. Position has gone into hookup, the tapping frenzy just for just for survival.
Yeah.
So now, what practical steps can you give the youths out there, the people out there, the people who are watching us right now? And what practical steps can you give to them and say that, okay, this is what you can do, right? Because some people are in a state of hopelessness, some people feel like nothing is working for them in their lives. So they need to know, what can I do to ensure I am floating? So people are not concerned of how to make $1 billion a day. People are concerned of how to just survive, how to stay afloat in this, and that is what we are trying to solve here. So what practical steps can you give to these people who want to know what they can do to come out of the state of hopelessness?
Okay, well, well, I mean, first we have to have this mindset, have a very clear, good mindset that nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself. I mean, that's why we start from. I will give you an instance that our dear President Tinubu, he didn't wake up this morning
To think of us,
to think of me, think of put me in that tillery that Emmanuel is somewhere. He didn't wake up this morning and think of what have I eaten,
He think of himself first now, of course, or his family.
Of course. So having said that, it means that you have to stand up. You have to take the bull by the horn, right? You have to, because this system we are talking about is not something that we can correct overnight. It will take years. I mean, it will take years.
It will take decades.
So decades if care is not taken. So, but can we still complain? Can we still continue complaining till that time? No. It means that there has to be something we can be doing so that we stay afloat in this economy. So having said that, one of the things I would say, as I said, I'm just giving my personal recommendation, and it's personal to me. I know some of us can even argue, some people can even drop some comments, but it's fine, But we are here to learn, and if you have any other suggestion, you can also drop it. So let's hear and see your own recommendation. So one of the first thing I can say is this: there are some particular models people are not exploring, and I say it's so suitable that I don't know why. Let's take for example, you eat rice. You can't barely see any family who does not eat rice. For example, I use rice as for example. There are some items that we consume that we cannot deal without. There are some things we can't deal without. Let's say for example, the woman that supplies you rice in your house, or gari, or let's say or beans or oil.
These are general
things.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you can walk up to that woman and say, "Hey woman, hey mama," or a maker somewhere, okay, I think let us arrive to a conclusion that I want to be bringing you a customers. How much can you give me as my percent or per person I bring based on what the person buy for the profits? So we bargain, okay, I'll give you 5%, I'll give you 3%, I'll give you 10%, as the case may be. Right? As the case may be. You feel it. Now come to the office now. You and your colleagues are talking, You say, I don't have rice again, or my rice is finished now. This economy is this. Oh, you can say, oh, I have a maker somewhere who has a very good price, who can, the price is okay and his product has a very good quality. I can link you guys up. You can also just check it up. Fortunately, the person can actually go there. So when the person go there, only thing you have to do, call a maker. A maker, I have customer coming to you now, right? So if my customer that is coming to you, just attend to him. That's all.
This idea that you just gave is something that I have actually never thought of. I am also learning, guys. I'm also learning. He said something very, very, very profound. Now he's saying that you have, of course, we all have people that we buy things from frequently. Right, and now he's giving us a solution that you can just tell these people that, okay, if I'm able to bring a client that can buy things in bulk, right? Okay, say for example, someone wants to get a bag of rice, can I get 5% of the person's purchase? Let's say someone comes to buy a bag of rice, a bag of beans, maybe half bag of curry and stuff like this. Oh, let's coming to buy goods worth of, let's say 200,000 for example. Oh, can I get 10% from what the person is buying? That's 20k. That's money without effort. This is an idea that has never ever.
So imagine you have like 20 products or 20 people. Just sit down and ask yourself, what do you buy every month?
And what do people around you,
me
know that they need. Yeah.
You understand? Walk up to a person and get their contact. That's the only thing. So you imagine you have like 20 different people you are working with. You don't have to do anything. So whenever you hear or you pass anybody who needs that thing, just link them up.
Wow.
So you don't need to spend anything. You don't need to invest.
You're not spending for fuel.
You're not buying anything.
You're not doing marketing. Nothing. It's just your mouth.
You're not running ads. Just your mouth.
This is.
So by then, imagine
model.
you're just a model that can just by the side. You are still doing what you are doing. I mean, but this is like a passive income by the side that will actually help you. So you can imagine if you have like 20 different events every month, you can see a good reasonable amount of money just from by the side. Are you with me? So that is it. Then another thing again is what I used to advise people. I strongly believe there is always a substitute. There is always a substitute for every item, most items.
Okay.
Right? Now, but many of us, we don't sit down to do a research. I want to buy a rice. If you go to the market today, we can see minimum 5 different types of rice.
Yeah, I think we have Ofada, we have Basmati.
I mean,
we have
different.
We have our Nigeria local rice.
Even one brand.
Nigeria local rice has
different types with their prices as
and we have different brands.
Different brands too. And let me tell you something. Do you know some of these brands we are talking about? Some of these substitutes, they are the same thing. They are serving the same. They are solving the same problem, the same value, right? But because maybe one came into the market first and had the market share, and now try to leverage on that market share to mark up the price up.
Yeah,
to create its own podium.
This particular thing that you just mentioned now, it's something that we can see in seasoning cube and sausage roll.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Sausage roll now we call them gala because
Gala
has been in the market before the rest of them.
Exactly.
We call seasoning cubes Maggi because Maggi has been in the market, so they own they control like a large percentage of the market. People will feel like, oh, the general name is Maggi.
Yeah.
Wow,
so you can imagine now. Look at the sausage roll now. If you go and buy gala now, I think gala is about maybe 200, 250 thereabout. But if you go downstairs now, you can see sausage roll of maybe 100 naira, 150. You have saved Hoopy 50 naira, 100 naira. That serve you the same purpose, the same value, right? But what people don't actually spend time to do appropriate research before going to the market. They don't have their plan. They don't have what they want to buy. So when they now go to the market, anyone they give them that is available, they take it. They just take it at their own expense. Do you understand? So they just take it at their own expense. They don't have a proper plan, a proper research. But when you do your research, you get to understand those little informations that can aid you to do a good decision, to make a good decision when you get to the market. So it's not when you go to the market, when you at your point of paying, you start checking price. No, you don't do that. Do your research first. Determine what you want to buy. If you go to the market, get it, and it will save you a whole lot. Right. So another thing I can also suggest is this. You also find a way to increase your income for you to start afloat. That's the basic thing.
I feel like
that's
the most important
thing. You can't focus on one. I mean, except if what you are making is not enough, is not enough to sustain you. You have to also find different ways. Let's look at this model. Mr. Mayawa wrote a book. Yes, 12 ways. What is the title of the book again? 12 ways to make money from what you do. What it means, anything you do, there is always a 12 ways you can make money from it. Number one of them is whatever you do, you can find people and teach them.
Through your
knowledge. Even though you're in a barbing salon, right? You can package a 3 months intensive masterclass for barbing salon. People will pay. People don't have time to come and sit in your shop again 1 year, 2 years, say they are learning. When we are coming up now, some people will go and start learning barbing, internship.
I think
do like 2-3 years.
There was a particular day I was scrolling through Instagram. This particular barbing that you mentioned, right? I saw a particular guy. He was having, I think it was 3 months, a 90 days program for teaching people barbing, and he attendance fee about 250k.
I'm telling
and
you.
people were like, why would they be charging 250k for just a barbie, just because you want to barb, teach us barbie? What exactly is it barbie and stuff like that? But the guy is making his
He's
money.
making his money. People will pay. So if you now whatever they will take you like 2-3 years for you to learn as an internship, and people, let me tell you, people don't even really do this internship stuff again because of the time, because of the age we find ourselves now. I was talking with one of the mechanics some time ago. I went to I said, what happened to your boys? He said, those guys don't want to learn again. They will come today, they will not come tomorrow. They are not consistent. I mean, the mechanic was telling me this. So imagine where we are finding ourselves. And the Gen Zs now don't really want to spend time 2 years. Say they are learning, doing internship. Nah.
Without that time. Without that time.
I mean, where there are other things they can do.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, so you can package some of those things in form of training or masterclass. People will pay. So what you take them 2 years, 1 year, 2 years to do, in 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, you can, if you are really serious, you can actually learn those things professionally. I mean professionally. Right? Professionally. So teaching people what you do is part of it. You can even also package a course. Record yourself. All of those things. Find a good name and give it. People will buy. It's a passive income, and you can only do it once. It will continue to pay you from the rest of your life. Do you understand? So there is no recurring cost to those things, right? So these are some of the. Then another thing again, another area too that one can actually leverage. If you are stranded, you don't know what to do. You can actually look into some online jobs, online platforms where you can actually offer your services as freelancer. Some people are working, maybe they are professional accountants, they are whatever it is you are doing. There are some websites you can list your gigs. People will come and actually pay you.
Like
Upwork, Fiverr,
Fiverr.
all of them, these are some of those things people can actually come and leverage. And essence is for you to have extra income. Something must be coming in extra. I mean,
is that extra that we need?
Something must be coming in.
You are still struggling.
That's just it. Something must be coming in as extra from your main stuff. Something must be coming in. That way you have to put in. You have to sit down to structure yourself. That's something you can do some rental businesses. If you have some amount of, you can go and do some rental businesses. You can go and buy ladder. I was discussing with somebody downstairs. I see there's no ladder in this environment. You can go and buy ladder, start renting. Passive income. You're not lifting anything. You can, if you have money for car, you can still do so many things in terms of a rental income. Right? You can also sell. You can sell land. If you look at any property, a real estate company like Worldgate, you can partner with them. They will give you
like
land you sell, like Worldgate. You can join the community. You sell anything you sell, they give you commission, right? So this is basically that ways to. Then another thing again is to you also work on your savings too. I know some people will attack me now. I mean,
you have not saved yourself. You have to be saving. But before we used to have this stuff like we are saving for emergency. Our emergency that is saving us now.
I'm telling you,
all our financials are going into the emergency ward, and they are not saving us now.
Yeah, but honestly, but once what is important is having the habit. That's what I believe. It's not really what you say. If you say I want to be saving, even though you're earning 10,000 cannot do you anything. But that discipline, some people, that discipline is so important. It's even more important than the saving itself. Because if you cannot save from that 5,000, 10,000 you earn to save like 50 naira or 100 naira from it, or even 20 naira from it, when you start say, okay, when I start earning 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, it will be very, very difficult because you didn't create the habit right from time on the little. Right? So is that saving culture is very important. And also mind you that there are different saving strategies, right? Apart from all some of these apps that can help you, even as a human, when you are young, if you are around your 20s, your saving strategy is different from somebody who is 30, 40. Because when you are in your 20s, you still have more time, to do some mistakes, to adjust, to invest in putting your money in high risk investment, right? But when you are 30, you may not like to that your risk appetite started to reduce. Becomes so conservative in your, because so many things attached to it. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, so let's say you are in your, and what I recommend is 50, 30, 20.
Okay.
In your 20s, you can do 50, 30, 20. 50 for your person, for your needs, for your consumption, your needs, and all of that, right? Then 30 is for maybe your contingencies that happen, you want to put in. But your 20, you have to put in your 20 as your savings and investments. So, and some people, I don't really like savings. I like, once I'm removing the money, there's another vehicle I'm putting the money to. So it's not wise to put
You
your
don't put
money
money
in
in
bank.
place that will be idle.
You just be idle.
Allow your
Money
money
is not doing
work for
anything.
you. Yeah.
Do you understand? So if for me, I think it's foolishness.
There's no wisdom there.
There's no wisdom in it.
Wisdom.
You say you are saving. So immediately when you put your 20%, find a vehicle, right, where your money will continue working for you. For example, the Wellgate is also
It can be real estate, it can be crypto market, it can be stocks. You can even invest in forex, right?
So even that in your investment, you have to also know where you can put in your high risk investment, your low risk investment, and medium risk investment, right? So you also know how many percent can I put in my high risk investment. Young people like, they take risk. I mean, because they have the time, they still have time. So if they do mistake, they can always bounce back. So they can actually put in more percent in the high risk investments than the medium risk investment, or this buying of treasury bills, bonds, government bonds, and all of that, right? Then real estate as well. Real estate is also a medium risk investment. Okay, so it's also, but when you are, it's a 30-40, it means you can't put many of your money in a high risk investment, because high risk investment, they can give you more return, because there's always a positive relationship between risk and reward.
The higher you risk, the more your reward.
The higher risk, the higher reward.
High risk can actually give you much more return. Right. I can send you back to the village.
But there's also a wisdom to it, right? So when you are investing in high risk, right, don't put all your money in one particular vehicle, one particular asset, so to say. You can split it to 10, to 15. So even though 9 went wrong, but one that will come up will actually pay you back with a better return, right? So you don't actually put in don't do that. Split it to like minimum 10. They are high risk, yes, we know, right? So even though 9 goes bad, at least the one that will come, because the high reward, it will actually recover everything
for your losses.
Wow.
That really be fantastic with you today. I mean, I am amazed. I have learned a lot of things from you today, right? You have spoken extensively on the economic factors, and starting from the root cause to solutions to practical steps that people can take in the current economy. So, I mean, this knowledge is something that you don't get it in a master class, right? So one last thing I can also say is that we should buy things that we need.
Yeah.
you should buy only things that we need. Because now we say that, oh, Christmas is coming, I want to buy clothes, I want to buy asoebi. Maybe a friend who wants to do a party now say they are selling asoebi 50k. You don't have the 50k, you now borrow money to go and because you want to buy the asoebi to be at the party. You can be there to support your friend, but let the friend know that at this particular time I can't afford this clothes, so I'm not going to go beyond my means just because I want to be at your party. I can be at your party, but I can't afford the attire. And if you see that, okay, without the attire I can't attend, then fine, I'll be in my house. Set your priorities around, buy only what you need. I mean, you don't have food in your house and then you are buying asoebi. That's there's no wisdom there, right? So another thing is to buy what you need, because you can be making enough money, but if you're not managing your money well, you will soon lose it. That is it. So thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you so much for gracing us your presence once again. I mean, we had an amazing time in our last episode, and you being here again, it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
I have something to maybe to address our audience. You know, I want us to come to a zone whereby we don't tend to sell time, that we have to buy time, learn how to buy time. I mean, once we learn how to buy time, not to sell it. Most people sell time, knowingly or unknowingly. Right? Either through social media, you just stay social media for hours.
Stay on TikTok scrolling up and down.
You're just selling your time.
And time is the only thing that I feel like Vusi would say, the only thing that is not recoverable.
Not recoverable.
There's no machine we can create that will restore all their lost time. It's not possible.
So if there's something, AI is doing so many things. But we are looking for that, maybe a time where AI can actually
give us more time.
I mean, AI can actually give us more time. Or we are looking forward to see that. But until we learn how to buy more time, not to sell it. If we have that mindset and have our systems right to leverage and buy more time, some of these complaining, some of these challenges will gradually fade off. Right? So that is it basically.
All right, sir. So you heard from the horse's mouth directly. Stop selling your time and start buying time. That's been fantastic with you all out there today. All right, we have had an amazing time, and of course, guys, I remain Spec. You are me, who was for the Green Zone podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Spec is quirky, and check out our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel down below. See you guys on our next episode. Bye, guys.